Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to plot an XRD graph. First part will be like how to import multiple XRD data into the single worksheet. Second will be like how to plot one single data. And then if you have got multiple data and which has to be compared, then how to make a stacked plot and then how to make it very good appearance. And the third one is if you have data as well as the standard data, so how to import the standard data as well as with the XRD measured into the cinder graph, along with the strict peaks. So this will be a very good format that I could show you. So let's go dive into the video. So I'll create a new folder just to start fresh. And then this folder, whenever you create a new folder, you will have a workbook. And then for this video, I'll be using Origin 2024, the latest version of Origin. There are few changes in this Origin as compared to the previous one. In the previous one, we can import like ASCII or text file from the option of from the menu file. And in the latest versions, they have moved it to data. They have put a separate menu called as data. And to import data, you have to go to somewhere called as the data icon and then come down, import file. There are two popular options. One is like you can do an import wizard. We can use import wizard, or you can use multiple ASCII. I'm comfortable with import wizard, like multiple ASCII is also saying like this. Oh, I'll go to data. Since I'm importing, if I'm using multiple objects, also I can do like here, add files. It'll go add files, add file, add file, add file. So this import will contain 5 data, so I do not want this one, so I'm going to remove this. We are going to plot XRD, data of XRD 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have to click OK. So all these have got loaded. And then I'll have to go here. If this will be the default mode where replace existing data, but I would suggest you to do new column. So what happens is, like, if you keep replace existing data, every data will be turned into a new sheet, new workbook. So then we'll have to, then we'll have to copy this new data and then put it into a single worksheet. So that will be a little tedious. And if we give new workbook, it will obviously create a new workbook. If you create a new sheet, then for sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, in same workbook, separate sheets will be the separate data. And if we create a new column, and it will, for each data, to start creating a new column, and then it will go downwards. So what I wanted is I wanted to be nearby, so I have to create start new row. Whenever you do it, whenever you're going to import multiple data, use start new row, so that all data are adjacent to each other. So I'm going to give start new row, and then click next. I think like this would be their display. Ooh, there will be no much changes, it will automatically import. You can import ASCII file, Excel file, all as well as text files. So ASCII, Excel and text files can be imported directly into it. And then click next. I think don't click on anything, don't do anything. Auto rename, nothing. And then just click. And then give finish like. Oh. I want only one data here. There is something wrong. Oh. I think I'm going to delete this. This is to create a new workbook, or you can also go to 5. And then doesn't give. So here is the new option to give new workbook. I've created a new workbook. This time I'll go to multiple ASCII. Let me see. I'm going to import multiple ASCIIs. I'm going to press Ctrl, select 1, select 2, select 3, select 4. All 4 files at one go I've added. Click OK. And then now it asks me replace data, but I wanted to start a new row. Yes. Or a new column. I'm going to create a new column, sorry. So the new row means like it will go downward, the new column is towards the right. We'll have to create a new column, and then click OK. Oh, multiple data are getting imported. Every data is on the separate sheet now. Oh. I'm going to go again multiple ASCII. Let me see what was the mistake earlier. Add files, okay. So, replace existing data, that in euro, and then a new column, so I'm going to create a new column, and then give, okay, for both. Yes, now I've got the data stacked in the separate adjacent to each other. So if you do not give new column for both of the options, so in the data when we go to import file, multiple ASCII, if you do not give, let's see, like add file, so this window will pop up. I think for both of these you'll have to create new column, and then similarly if you go to data and then import file, in the import wizard we will have to create new column. Let's try and import multiple datas using this option. So I'm adding files. I am going to create new column for each data. So that is what it is defined. I'm going to finish it. Yes. So even now I have got adjacent to each other. So I think like data is getting exported as we expected. Now I'll delete the rest of the workbooks which are not necessary. So I'll click here and rename, so we can double click on this and then a rename option will come. Or you can right click and then rename. I'm going to give text XRD to faith. So this will be my title of the worksheets because it is better that you keep renaming the worksheet so it is easy for you to come and look back again. So just don't leave it as it is, because the file name is different and what you have compiled is different. So always rename whenever it is possible. And then, so if we plot like this, there will be a problem because only the first axis is X and then the other axis are Y. But actually what is this? This is X and Y for this corresponding data. And for the second data, which is like 5% of something. So this is X and this is Y. So this is very important. You will have to click here and then go set as X. Then now this is X2 and this is Y2. Now we have to set this is X. So this will become X3. So now this is X3 and Y3. And we'll have to set this. So what will happen if you don't do this? Like if you don't do this, you will get a linear graph along it. So data will get plotted along X and then this will also get plotted along X. So when both the data are same, you will get a linear line parallel to X-axis. So that will not happen. So I'll just show you, like I'm going to plot this and this. I'm going to plot this and this and show you how it will appear. So it will appear like this. That will be a linear graph because both the data are same. So it will appear as a linear graph. So we have to, we have to change this as X so that we don't get such a linear uninterrupted graph there. 2. Since the X-axis of all these are similar, I think like it is okay to have only one X and then best as Y. But in that case, you will have to delete all these X datas. But not always that you will get the same X-axis. So every data will be of different X-axis. So for convenient, change every X into independent one. So you'll have to change this as X, everything as you have to set it X. So that is very important. So now we can just select click here to select everything, or you can also click Control and then select each column whatever you want to plot. So I'll move to select all these, and then before you go, if it is advisable that at least you give a long name for at least one of them. So at least long name for at least one of them, so that when you plot X and Y axis, it'll automatically come. If not, you'll have to start entering it again. So I have given long name as 2 theta. Long name is the axis name, and the y-axis is intensity, and the units are degree as well, and then arbitrary units, a dot, u dot, and then comments. So comments is like, what is the label of this? So this can be used to build a legend. So I'm going to click here, and then you can do a line graph. So when you do a line graph, it'll get plotted like this, so each data is imposed one on the other. But we do not want to have like this. If we have only one XRD, this is okay. But we are having multiple XRDs. So there are multiple options to plot it. The first option is like, come select everything. Go here next to the bar. And then you can click here. And now you see there are 2y. So when you have to have 2 y-axis, you can do this. When you have 3 y-axis, you can do this. So this is also like a 4 y-axis, where this 3y can be plotted in one axis and the other y will be plotted in the other axis. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use this state plot. So one graph is going to be one over the other. So this will be the state plot. So I think this is the best format to have multiple XRD plotting. Suppose like, so I'm going to give this as our test graph. I'm going to rename it test. Let we can identify it easily. So this is our graph. There are also other options to do it. One is like you can have waterfall. So waterfall will look like a 3D version of the graph. So you will have something like this. This is the 3D version, where this is the x-axis is the intensity. This is the x-axis, which is 2 theta. Y-axis is here. The z-axis is the each data, like 1, 2, 3, 4 datas. So you can view it if you want to do 3D, and then you have to select this and then go back again. We can also play with all around this, but you can also have vertical 2 planes or vertical 4 planes. So for vertical 2 planes, you can plot only 2 data. Here we have got 4x, so we have to go to 4 panel. And now we can do 4 panel. This 4th panel will plot each data independently. So this is like the 4th panel diagram. And then I can also go to do stocked. So this is also stocking, but each will be of different. So I'll have to go to the file and then now click here. So this is the auto preview. And do some adjustment if I want anything. I can now just select. This is the edit plot or line and symbol. For XRD, you should line some land. So we just went through this. Yes, so this is the other way to plot it. So where you're going to take plot with the independent one. So this is also like the stocked one, and this is also like one over the other. But both looks different, like it is your preference, like whichever it is convenient for you, you can do that. And then also we have the other options like go here and then do cluster plot or multiple panels by label. Now also do that, so it will have it like this. And it gives you one over the other, but you can also fix the number of rows and then the spacings. This have given us auto. So instead of that, you can do that, and then you can have it as multiple boxes wherever you want. 2, if you are going to plot XRD, I think this would be the first preferred version. And then for your convenience, you can also do this. This is the second preferred version. This will be the third preferred version. And this is whenever you wanted to show the difference in the graph in a 3D version, you can also show that. So now we'll go here and then start modifying the graph. And then let's make it good so that it is... it can be exported well. So now we'll have to give x-axis and y-axis, because here the x-axis is 2 theta. So I would prefer giving 2 theta in a very different bit, not this. So it's like we can go here and then click the axis and then I give 2. Now keep a right click and then you can go to in your insert, and then you can go to symbol map. So in symbol map, you can find gleeks 2 theta. I'm going to insert it. This is going to be 2 theta. So instead of writing as theta in a scientific way, you can do it as 2 theta. And then within brackets, you will have to put D units. So the unit here is degree. So degree is the 0, the small 0. So similarly, whenever the cursor is active, you click the right click. Go to insert, go to symbol maps, and then max 0, the degree symbol, and then click insert. So I prefer this is the right way to do it rather than writing 2 theta and degree. So now, and then I'm going to delete this, click this, deleted. But this is the right way to do it. And then Y offset S, intensity. So intensity within brackets A dot U dot. So intensity should always be given D, version as A dot U dot. So now we have changed the axis name. Then we have to see if it is okay to have it bold or smaller. I'm going to make it bold so that it looks a little better. And then increase the font size. Now the scale is okay, but the scale is good. I mean, if you want to change the scale, double click on this line. You will have a window popping up and you can change it. So I'll just change it exactly like 10 to 80 instead of automatically floating. So 10 to 80. Click apply. So this will change. And for vertical column, this is going to be from 0 to 3000. I'll click it from 0, so because previously it was not 0. And the first graph is on the line because I just wanted to raise it above. So I'll give 1000 to 1000 so that this goes little up the lower graph, which you could see. I think I have to give minus 1000. Yes, so this has come up literally, you could see here. But previously, it was like on the axis. Now I want it little raised above the axis, that it is easily visible. Also give 5. So this is very important, like we'll have to make your data, like make your graph really beautiful so that it is easy to understand. And click here and then you can also give this as bold. Yes. Now this has become bold. If you are not okay, you can reduce the size or increase the size. Yes. And when we click here, this is like 3000. I wanted to make it into display in terms of scientific numbers. So what we can do is where to go. Double click on this. A window will pop up. So this window says it labels. So we can also go tail is here, toe is here, it labels, and then go to decimal. So this is the decimal view. We can give scientific. This will look like this. Then with the power of something. You can also give engineering, so where it will display in case like 50K, 1000K, 10K, 150K, something like that. And then you can also give it in decimals where you will display the comma. In previous version, you do not have this comma. And then in scientific version, you will have it, e to the power of something. So it depends on you, however you want it, you can do it. So I'm going to give it scientific version of this, and then click OK. Ooh, now this is there, I'm going to make it bold. Double click on this. Select Control A to select everything. Make it bold. Double click on this. In bold, yes. If you want to increase the width of this line, you have to go here, and then, yes, you have to go here, and then increase the width of this line. So it depends on you. You want to keep it letter or good. So I prefer it giving 2 so that it looks good on the image whenever we export. Next, the line has to be thick. So we are going to go here, and then, so when you double click on this, you will have this window popping up. So you can close or open like this. So, and then I'm going to go to line, and then increase the width of this line to 2 or 2.5, whatever you like it. Then it is going to look like this. So when we increase the width of the line, the appearance of the graph totally changed. So now I'm going to decrease the size of this. I do not want it to be this big. Yes, I'm going to place it in this corner. And then there is an outer box here. I do not like this outer box, so if you like it, you can keep it. But I'll tell you how to change it. Right-click on this, go to Properties. So right-click on this, go to Properties. And then when you go to Properties, there are different options. One is like you can change the size of this like it is in 15.5. I can change it to 20. You see, it is applied. So I'll go back to 15 only. Or I'll go back to 14. Something like this. Or you can also type it down like whatever you want. 15.5. You can also type it and click apply. It will apply here. I can also change the color of the box, whatever, it's the color of the text. So it is like the magenta. Just to show you this color, And then I'm going to give it navy blue, just to be a little attractive. Or the black, you can do it anything. And then you can change the font, size, color, and rotate the angle, whatever angle you like to rotate. This. Oh. If the data are not like the other way, you can do it whenever you click. And then the most important thing is like the symbol and the frame. So if you wanted to change the symbol like this, you can give it, or you can also, change it. These are the two options available for this. But when you have a lot of other options, you will have multiple symbols to select. And then the frame, the outer frame. So here it is given box. You can also click none so that nothing will be displayed. You can also click a shadow so that you will get a shadow of this box backside. So it depends on you to have it, whatever the direction you want, or whatever the look you like it. And then, for me, I prefer it none so that it looks decent and good. So, and then apply to layer, window, everything you can do it. And then the position wherever you want. You want it on the left top, or do you want it to position the anchor on the frame, like this is the specific horizontal and vertical. And then you can also program it like whatever this. The important thing is you can go to text and then change the font size and the font rule if you like it. And then change the frame if you like it. So, and then we're going to click OK. So now the last thing is like we now have to put a box here. So how do we put a box here? The best way is to double click on this line. And then we'll have this window popping up again. Go to grids. Grid lines. Yes, here. So now since we clicked on the left axis, this is active. So now we'll have to go to top. So we have to create a top line. And then show lines and ticks. And then come back. The line has to be in the color of black. And the thickness is 2 because previously we changed it to 2. The position is top. I do not want anything, none, so there is no tick marks. I do not need it. Tick marks, I do not need it. Click apply. There we have a line. Oh, and then suppose if you need a tick mark on top, you can also give a tick mark on top line. You want it in and out, or out, you can just click apply, so you will have the same axis as below. So same tick marks as below. So if we give only minor tick marks, only minor will come. If we give measure tick marks, only measure will come. So in some graphs, maybe you may need this, the measure and minor tick marks, so that you can click here and apply. And then now you go to right, to show labels and lines. Similarly, I'm going to give 2 black colors. Suppose you can also change the color like this. You will see a blue line here. Yes. Boom. You can also change it. This is none, major tick marks is none, minor tick is none. Click apply, click OK. Yes, this is black and flat. And now the graph is ready to export. But this is the exportable draft. Wherever you want to export, you can do it. In the latest version of this Origin, so we can directly export it to the PowerPoint as well as the Word file. Or there are the other apps also, you can connect it and export. If not, the classical way of doing it, this is 2. One is like copy. So here we can do a copy page. Usually we have to do copy page and then go and paste it. So whenever you paste it in a PPT or a Word file, you can just directly do a Control V or just the paste option so that this will be an active graph. Suppose if you wanted to paste it as only the graph, you can do special paste like paste only as picture. If not, you can go to the file and then go to export graph. So whenever you go to export graph, you will find different options to do it. So what is the image type you want? PNG or the other images or PDF. And then you can give the file name, the file location, and you can export it. So you can also give the DPI. So you want to do, I think like 200 and 300 DPIs are very good. Because in one of the papers I wanted to be HD image, so I took 4, the highest DPI possible. What happened is because when we are going to import multiple graphs into it, so the file size increased rapidly. The file size was very high that it takes 5-10 minutes to open a Word file. So it was very difficult. So I think like 300, 200 is the decent DPI. If you want go, you can go a little bit 600. But if you're going to display it in a poster or print it out, then you can give a high DPI. If you're going to use it for the manuscript or a presentation, I think like you should do 300, 200 because that is good enough to do it. And then this is the graph size, you have it. If not, even adjust here also. For example, I want this to be in a smaller size. I'm going to select this, so these 9 dots has to be up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can just make it smaller. Now, if I go to export graph, you would see the graph size. When you can also crop the outer area if you do not want, and then you can also increase the size if you don't like it. And then if you want, you can also increase the title, include a title, go to text and include a title. Do something like this. So this is the way we have to plot it. So this is the best practice I've seen, this scientific way to publish it. Let's go and see how to make graph with standard data with it. So we'll go to the worksheet again. And to do this, the best way is to create a new sheet sideways. So I'm going to take this add sheet. So this is add sheet. I'm going to rename this sheet into... I do not know how to rename it. Yes, and double clicked. And then I'm going to rename it as and the std and the data. And again, I'm going to go to data. I've got the standard data in the form of a text file or the ASCII file, multiple ASCII. I'm going to import. So these are the CPDF, and then the MNO2, OH. All these files are added. And we'll have to create a new column, and then create a new column in both of these, then click OK. It'll be imported. So there are two ways. One is like, why this is not advisable. Why? There are two ways. Like the first is to copy this and then paste it in the sheet. But this is not advisable because whenever you try to plot this standard data gives only the points where you get a peak. For example, for the carbon peak of this, then the standard data, you have it as in the 2 theta value of 26, you have 100% intensity. The rest all this. So if I'm trying to plot this graph, the graph looks something like this. So this is it is very difficult for you to understand where the graph is. Where are the peaks at? This is how the standard XRD data comes. To avoid this, so if I'm going to make even change into X, and then I'm going to just plot this two, you will still get a graph, which is, we cannot just compare with your graph. So, in the new version of Origin, there is a beautiful thing. To keep your XRD data in the first sheet, and in the second sheet, keep your under data, and then change all these axes alone. So, we have kept the first data, changed every axis. Correct? And then, in the second sheet, we have changed every axis, like the corresponding axis. And then, I'm going to go to selector, this should be active. I have this workbook should be active, and then go here, template library. When you click on this template library, you would be able to see something called as XRD with PDF. PDF is nothing but standard XRD data, powder diffraction data. So this is the XRD data. When you click this, and then if you can give plot or plot, so this will do it. So when I'm keeping it here, hovering over here, it shows me that the graph to display x-axis XRD diffraction, and then the corresponding PDF patterns. So put the XRD in the X and Y columns in the first sheet, and put the PDF data as PDF with the standard data as the X and Y columns in the second sheet. We have set everything. I'm going to just click plot. So now this template will be applied to our graph, and then this has given a very beautiful graph where you could see this is the graph which we plotted. That is the graph. No. Yes, so this is the graph which we plotted only with the data, and this is the graph that the template library has plotted. So in this, it has given the intensity as A dot U dot. There is no axis here. If you wanted to include an axis, you can do it. And then 2 theta, and then this 2 theta is in the text format. So now you could see here the measured XRD is in the top side, and then the standard XRD is in the bottom side. And then you see the standard, in case of standard XRD, there are 3 lines. So for the first one corresponds to carbon, CPDF, second one corresponds to MnO2, third one corresponds to MnOOH. So these, and then these are the different symbols, like different symbols here. So you can change the symbol if you do not like it. So we then go to symbol, and then I have this arrow here. If I do not want this arrow, I can go here and then select, like, let's say, like star. And then click apply. You could see the star has changed. So, but I'm going to cancel it and change it back again. So, I'm going to click here. Group, I have to give it independent. And then go to display. And then change to, let's say, like a square. Then click apply. Oh, something has changed. So now, it takes up these standard symbols. And then it plots it here. So now for carbon, it has given inverted triangle. For the MnO2, it has given me here, right? When the straight triangle, the intensity of the peak is given by this. So this is the first peak. So this is the standard peak. So in our case, this peak corresponds to carbon. And this peak corresponds to MnO2. And in case of MnOOH, this peak, if we have a peak here, it will be like MnOOH. So these are the measured peak for the standard data. This is the secondary, third, and fourth. So to have the proper characterization, we need at least these three peaks to be here on the graph. So it is not there, which means it has disappeared or it is not there. So something it does. So and this peak also corresponds to carbon. So we can also put a data here. So this is called as a screen data, or you can also put a data highlighter. I prefer doing it as a screen data, and then double click here. Press your space bar so that this line keep extending. So you could see whenever I press the space bar, the line extends. So now I can use the arrow marks to do it. So I'm going to come here and sing. So this peak corresponds to carbon. And there is no corresponding peak for MnO2 because this is the highest intensity peak of Mn in the standard, and then it is not given like that. And then this peak, all these things are in the same line, and this peak corresponds to, and this peak corresponds to carbon, and similarly the next peak also. So this peak also corresponds to carbon. So this is how you can plot the XRD of the standard data as far as the measured data, and this is the way you can do peak analyzing. Suppose if you wanted to do indexing, you can choose this text tool, go here and then type 001, or you can also do it like 100, and then you can write like carbon. Something like this. And then you can adjust the size, and then the formats, everything. So there it is. It is more beautified. So we can go to File and export the graph in the format which you like it. So I think that's all I've covered it. This new origin is good, but it also covers most of the basic fundamental applications of origin, that how to plot this, and this template library is very good. Also, it has moved some options from files to datas and graphs and something like that. But still, it does a very pretty good work. And I think the template library is really good. I think that's all for today. And if you have any comments or if you need any doubts, please do put a comment below so that I can answer it. Or if you have a data and that has to be plotted and showed to you, you can always send it in the comment. I'll send you the email. You can send me the email and I'll help you to plot it. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.